Welcome back to the channel. So on this episode, I'm going to be doing a couple projects and in one video. The first one is painting the glass of the aquarium. So this project, I really wanted to make sure that the light really penetrated just to the depth of the aquarium so that no light was lost from the sides or the back, which are areas where you can't see anyways. So I painted the back and the sides. As you can see here, I just used a regular roller brush, no fancy paint or anything like that. I just used whatever I found at my local big box store. Next, after it's been painted, I had to give it about 4 coats, but after I did that, I added the soil, and any organic soil will work, to be honest. I've had similar experiences with both, and that's great plant growth. And then I like to add some additives to the actual dirt itself. And one of those is Osmocote Plus, which is probably a pretty popular one in the plant keeping hobby. Another one is blood meal. I think this is fantastic for getting even further nutrients into the plant, into the soil. And then lastly, it's bone meal. And once I have everything into the soil, I just mix it all together. I add some water as well, just to kind of help with the mixing process. And the consistency you're going for is just mud. Even if you add a little bit more extra water, that's absolutely fine. There's no right or wrong. I just personally like to keep it a little bit on the drier side, just because it helps when I add the soil on top, it just doesn't sink through. All right, so here's the dirt all mixed. One important note that I'm about to mention here shortly is that the depth of this tank is about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. I recommend about the same because it helps with the roots, especially those plants that have really deep roots. And now we're going to add the sand. So this is just a black diamond sand or blasting sand that I purchased from my local Tractor Supply. If you have one of those, I highly recommend you get it. It's very cheap, very affordable for especially a tank of this magnitude, which is 125 gallons. And I usually just pour it in the center and then just spread it across to each of the sides evenly. Next, I fill the tank with water. Make sure that if you're going to add water, to use a container of some sort to prevent the water from hitting directly into the sand, because it could create an opening and cause dirt to go into your water, and you don't want that. Next, we add prime and our bacteria. Prime has just always been my favorite for water conditioning and removing chlorine. The bacteria, honestly, it can be anything. So here we are adding the prime, which is the last step in pretty much the entire process. And here is the tank. As you can see, the dirt is nicely capped with sand, and we are now just going to wait for the water cycling process. Thanks for watching.